Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel CrackZat Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video we'll be taking up a question of boats and streams. Now before doing this question I would like to tell you four basic things which you need to know about boats and streams, which will be more than enough for you to attempt any questions on boats and streams. The very first thing which we would learn is the speed of the still water. Now there is a speed of water which is flowing when a boat is rowing. So the speed of water, let's take it as W, okay, W kilometers per hour or whatever units we are taking. Next thing which we need to know is the speed of the boat in still water. Now, this is considered because it will give us an idea that if the water is not helping us or constraining us to move in the water, then that will be considered as the speed of the boat in the still water. And let's consider this as S. Now, based on these two informations, we can calculate the upstream speed and the downstream speed. It's quite obvious that if something is going up against the stream like this, so the water is going down, you are going up. This is called as upstream, and definitely you are traveling in the opposite direction of the water. So there will be some friction, there will be some opposing force, and this opposing force will give rise to the upstream, which is S minus W, where you would be subtracting the speed of the water. Similarly, when we are traveling down, in the same case, we are traveling down and the water is also going down. So that particularly means that the water is supporting us, and therefore we can say that the downstream will be S plus W. Now over here we find out that these are the four things which are most necessary to solve any boats and streams question. There are a couple of more formulas like upstream plus downstream by 2, upstream minus downstream by 2, etc. But these all are really not important to be understood until and unless you get the concept clear with the speed of water, the speed of boat in still water, the upstream and the downstream. Now, using these four things and a bit of knowledge of algebra and quadratic equations, we'll be solving this previous year CAT question. And I have purposely added up this question, which is a bit tougher than the normal boats and streams question, because I think that if you are able to understand this question, you will be good to go with the other questions on boats and streams as well. So let's get started and see what the question demands us. There is a light rowers can row upstream from Haridwar to Rishikesh in 5 hours, and the amount of time they take to row in the still water for the same distance is 50 meters more minutes more than the time they take to row downstream. All right, the first information they have given us is the upstream time. The time is 5 hours and the downstream time would be 50 minutes more, like the speed. If we travel in the still water, then the time taken will be 50 minutes more than the time taken in the downstream. So let us first try to understand this and take out the data from here and then find out what is the question demanding us. The question wants to know what is the time taken to row downstream from Rishikesh to Haridwar, and this time should be greater than 2 hours. I'll tell you where does it comes into existence when I come towards the end of the solution. So first of all, the first information given is the upstream time. For that, let us start with some assumptions. I will assume that the speed of still water is equals to W, and I will assume that the boat speed in still water is having a speed of r. Now these are two assumptions of mine. Now the distance between Haridwar and Rishikesh remains same. So let us take it as d. Now as per the first information, upstream time, time is equals to distance by speed. So can I write that distance d divided by upstream, which is r minus w, is equals to 5? Yup, this is the first thing I have found out from the first line. Now from the second line they say that the difference in the time between the still water and the downstream is 50 minutes. 50 minutes can be written as 5 by 6 hours. So therefore I can make my another equation, which would be d by r minus d by r plus w is equals to 5 by 6, where d by r is the time taken when we are moving in the still water, and d by r plus w is the time taken when we are going downstream. If I subtract both of them, I get 5 by 6, which is 50 minutes. Now, we will try to further simplify this second equation. And if I further simplify this second equation, now just to keep the video a bit short, I would just directly tell you what you will get at the end. You would be getting dw by r into r plus w, and this would be equals to 5 by 6. You can cross multiply and get this number. In case you're having any problems doing that, please let me know in the comments section. I'll be providing you a detailed PDF solution for it as well. All right. So dw by r into r plus w is equals to 5 by 6. Now, do you remember what we need in the question? Do you remember what we need in the question? We actually needed the time taken to go downstream. So the time taken to go downstream will be distance divided by r plus w. So if I just want to keep these numbers over here, I would be shifting the other numbers to the other corner by cross multiplication, and I'll be left with 5r by 6w. Now this is something which we need. So please remember this. This is very, very important. Now, next step is to divide the two equations. This is my equation number 1. This is my equation number 2. And if I divide the equation 2 by 1, then what is the purpose of dividing? Have you ever thought of it? The purpose of dividing is to get rid of one variable, which is d, and to simplify the numbers associated also. Because if I divide, I would be getting r minus w by r plus w is equals to 5r by 6w into 1 by 5. So I can cancel off 5 and 5, and now I will be left with only r by 6w, which is equals to r minus w by r plus w. Now this, when simplified further, will give rise to a quadratic equation. So what I'll be doing is, I will be simplifying it further and getting the quadratic equation. The quadratic equation will come out to be r square minus 5wr plus 6w square. Now, if I factorize this, I can further write it as r square minus 2wr minus 3wr plus 6w square, and on factorizing I get two values of r. Either r will be 2w or r will be equals to 3w. Now in this scenario we have two values of r, and depending upon these two values of r we can find out the final time. So if I just erase a bit at the top and use the same space to get the value of the time taken, then we would be proceeding as further. Now we will put it in the formula of d by r plus w is equals to 5r by 6w, and when I put the value of r as 2w, I get the time as 5 by 6w into 2w, which is 5 by 3. This 5 by 3 is hours. So if I convert it into minutes, I would be getting as 100 minutes. And the next condition is, when I put the value of r as 3w, then the fraction which I get is 5 by 2 hours, which converted into minutes gives me 150 minutes. Now going back to the question, you would remember that it was saying that it should be more than 2 hours. 100 minutes is definitely not more than 2 hours. So the only correct answer with us is 150 minutes, which will be 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now 2 hours and 30 minutes is present in option B, that is 2.5 hours, and therefore we can finalize our answer as option B. So this was a quite tough question on boats and streams. And if you're able to understand this, after practicing 10 more questions, you will feel like much more confident in taking up any questions on boats and streams. So if you did find this video useful, please like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. I'll meet you with more new videos. Until then, please take care and thanks for watching.